bonjour. Let's see, let's start again. Apologize for my attire. I just got back from physical therapist. I had knee surgery 4 months ago, ACL and meniscus, and ran 5 kilometers for the first time today in months.
Yay.
So really excited about that. But also I think my attire works for our analogy today.
Yes. Last week we talked about us being personal trainers. And so we were thinking a little bit more about the gym this week. Sometimes buying a vacation is like buying a gym pass. It's a great thing to do, gets you access to real growth. But when you get that gym pass, sometimes you go ahead to the gym with your shiny new pass and you walk through. Yeah, they've got a beautiful cardio machine room, really nice weight room, and you walk through, and if you're like me, you look at all those weight machines and you say, now what do I do with those? And you sit down and you try a few of them, and you're just not really getting out of it what you could get out of it. Yeah, I think of a treadmill experience where you just think, oh, this is easy enough. Anybody can get on a treadmill. You just turn it on and it goes, and you run for 20 minutes and you're bored, and so you get off. Or you can have even just a little bit of training advice of someone who says, look, just do this interval workout on a treadmill. Get on, jog for 3 minutes, then sprint this speed for 2, and then walk but on full incline for 1, and then sprint, walk 4 times, and then do a cool down. And in half an hour, you've had a really, really excellent workout. You feel good, and you feel like it makes a difference.
This idea of the personal trainer and the education, culture immersion, those things coming together and really being the way for you to interact with the location, interact with the gym in our analogy. That's one of the things that we wanted to test in a trip that we took 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half, to Italy.
So we, before their trip, it's another family like us with 4 kids and a grandpa all traveling together in Italy. Before the trip, we gave them some decks of cards that were art-based, language-based, culture-based, so that they could learn some really fun, sticky facts. We gave them a point system to become MindTrip ninjas, where the kids could work on different presentations that they could do for us in front of specific artworks, or talking about a certain artist, which was so much more interesting for them because they were in charge. And 2, then when they saw a place, they didn't just have someone else telling them a whole big long list of things about it. They were the ones who'd studied it and were really excited to see it, and then excited to teach us about it.
So, but not just taking our word for it, so in talking to the family as well, here are some of the things that they said about the experience.
I think one of the benefits of doing MindTrip for us was really watching our kids engage in a different way with the places we were traveling, both in advance through the emails and the Instagram posts that helped them learn little facts, and the challenges of learning the language. Ordering the gelato in Italian, which was so fun to see here at home, but then magnified by about 1 million when we saw it happen actually in Venice, and watching really like the delight of the people that we were interacting with, in seeing our kids, kind of prepared and excited and ready to try and engage with the culture in a way that I think is unique. I think that was a real highlight. I think for us and our kids, we all loved that.
I also really love that it put the kids had skin in the game for the trip. They had things they were doing to think about and prepare in fun ways to really engage, them at a different level. So I think that was really valuable. We had read this article a long time ago about some family who was traveling with their kids, and they got to this location, and their little girl, who was young, 3, 4, something like that, looked around and said, I've been here before. But she had clearly never been there before, but had, through her preparation or reading a book or something, recognized where she was. And I think MindTrip really gave us the opportunity to create those kind of experiences where it wasn't the first time seeing something or the first time experiencing something, but it kind of set them up to be able to understand what we were doing and why we were doing it in a different way. So I think that was really valuable.
You know, it's really hard to tell in the moment what your kids are getting from an experience, from traveling. It's hard to know, do they care where we are? Do they care about anything more than gelato and the next, place that they get to run around and chase pigeons? But when we came home and our daughter was, writing these assignments, and all the other kids were listening and chatting about it and chiming in, recalling facts from another kid's presentation, and they had this great recall, and I was surprised.
Our 15-year-old writing assignments for her AP history class was being helped by our 7-year-old who remembered all of the details from a MindTrip mastery presentation on the David. Like those kinds of things after we came home were really rewarding.
Yeah, it really sealed the deal of like this. That made a big impact. It made a much bigger impact than simply walking inside, and seeing the statue would have.
Or even having an audio tour is something that our a kid isn't going to pay as much attention to, but
yeah, but they listen to each other.
Yeah.
Kind of in closing, I think one of the things that prompted these thoughts and these ideas about really helping families have these great meaningful experiences, really being able to grow through these immersive exchanges and education. This came about because even in the last 36 hours, kind of interesting developments, we've had 3 referrals from our network of people that are either they're planning a trip or they've already...
they found a great fair, and so they're heading to Paris and
want to
know what to do to make it a more impactful trip.
Yeah. So with that in mind, and knowing that we've got people contacting us that are really interested in our mission and wanting to have more meaningful travel, we've created a landing page. We'll provide the link below, as always. Just go on, give us your email address, best way to contact you, and tell us where you're going and where you want to go, and let's get in touch and see the type of trip, the type of gym experience that you want to have.
Yeah, we'll put together some things that you can work on before you go to make your trip a life-changing one.
Yeah, and then combine that with the experiences that you'll have on location. As always, though, thanks for those that subscribed this last week, and please always, if you haven't yet, subscribe and
share.
Thank you. Yep. And more than anything else, hopefully we'll see you somewhere in the world.
Have a great week.
Okay, see ya. Bye.